Hello, everybody.
Hello, good morning. Um, let's give it a moment. There are people logging in. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. We're about to start. You can see Sam is already on the starting blocks. But before we start, I would like you, if you feel like it, to go to the chat and tell us where you are joining us from and maybe why you are joining us. And yeah, let's get to know each other. Okay, let's give it one more minute. Okay, we've got Jurgita from Lithuania. Fantastic. Good morning. Okay, I see some people are using Otter AI for note taking. Could you please switch it off? Gala policy for now doesn't allow for AI apps of any kind. So if you could switch it off, I would appreciate it. Oh, I see Gergana's here. Hello.
Hey, boss.
Technolex translation still in Ukraine. Hello, guys. How are you doing? We have France. Excellent.
And of course, I'm in Bulgaria, if
You're in
anybody was
Bulgaria, of
interested.
course.
Yeah.
I forgot. Sam is in Bulgaria. We got Wales as well. Okay, fantastic. Let's get started. So, hello everyone, and welcome to today's Gala webinar with me, Isabella Massardo. I'm content strategist at Gala, and today I'm very happy to welcome again Sam Hardy from One Stop Asia. You might recall Sam gave a great webinar last year on the art of sales in the localization industry. So we asked him back because we wanted to know more about his approach to sales and partnerships. So happy that he decided to join us. As you know, the webinar will be recorded and I will send you a follow-up email with a link to the recording as soon as it becomes available, usually within 24 hours. I'll be here on the screen while Sam presents, but I'll keep an eye on the chat. And if you have any technical issues, please write it in the chat and I'll help you troubleshoot. We will have a Q&A at the end, so keep your questions coming either in the chat or in the Q&A, and we'll try and answer them at the end of the presentation. So, Sam, I'm leaving the floor to you.
Thank you very much. Hey, everybody. My name's Sam Hardy, and I'm the Director of Regional Partnerships at One Stop Asia. I want to thank you all for being here. And as Isabella said, this is my second webinar, so I'm very thankful to Gala for giving me another opportunity to share a little bit of my insights. Today, I'm going to have the pleasure of sharing some of the knowledge I have accumulated over the years. And without further ado, I want to welcome you to Cultivating Partnerships. Is your revenue stream flowing at its maximum capacity? Now, to share a little bit about what I do at One Stop Asia, I've been at One Stop Asia for over 6 years now, but in total, I have over like a decade of experience in sales. At One Stop Asia, I've been part of creating and improving our sales and partnership development processes. By applying hands-on practical experience, we've continuously refined and enhanced our sales process. We believe that success in the next 5 to 10 years will belong to companies that adapt, evolve, and actively pursue improvement. Now, today, I'm not going to try and pitch you a flashy new tool that promises to solve all of your problems. Instead, I want to make sure you are fully aware of the tools you have at your disposal, and more importantly, that you know exactly how to use them. At One Stop Asia, we take a comprehensive approach to tackling challenges, analyzing them from every angle to ensure we choose the most effective path forward for sales and revenue growth. In this webinar, I'm going to share some of the insights on how enhancing the customer experience cultivates emotional engagement, which is ultimately one of the main driving forces behind increasing the revenue. Through case studies, you'll see evidence and comparative timelines that demonstrates the revenue growth achieved under two different scenarios, the passive approach and the systematic approach. Additionally, I'm going to offer a glimpse into some of our internal practices for securing and conducting meetings that strengthen partnerships and drives business growth. And finally, we're going to explore actionable strategies for leveraging client feedback to maximize revenue and ensure you leave this webinar equipped with some practical tools to enhance your relationships and grow your business. Now, as always, it's been a very exciting and dynamic year in the industry, filled with lots of changes and developments, and there have been many discussions and presentations about the pursuit of traditional sales solutions such as lead generation and prospecting. Now, while these strategies are undeniably important, they represent only a fraction of what makes up a well-rounded and effective sales strategy. Take an orchestra, for example. An orchestra is a large ensemble of musicians who play different instruments, working together in harmony to create a beautiful piece of music. In order to create a powerful musical experience, the conductor needs to utilize each musical section correctly at the right time. You can't just focus on the string section or the brass section and neglect the others. Everything must work together seamlessly. The same principle applies to executing a successful sales strategy. Every component must be synchronized and executed simultaneously to create the most impactful results. Bringing in new clients can't be your only focus, because if your workflow from the current clients is decreasing at the same time, it's like taking one step forward and two steps back. The best sales strategies are those that meticulously capitalize on every available opportunity using all the resources at your disposal. It's not just about adding new clients or expanding services, it's about maximizing the potential of your existing relationships, and often you'll find that the return on investment will be more than worth it. When it comes to nurturing existing clients, there's three goals in mind. The first one is increasing the revenue. Gaining a deeper understanding of a client's needs and future plans creates valuable opportunities for growth and collaboration. By aligning your services with their goals, you can uncover new ways to expand the partnership and increase the revenue. You can minimize the risk of losing the current workflow by nurturing relationships to build trust and loyalty, making it less likely for your clients to explore other suppliers. A strong, reliable partnership reduces the risk of losing existing workflows and ensures stability in your business. The next one is creating channels of communication. Establishing clear and effective channels for sharing information is crucial for a successful partnership. Only open communication channels fosters collaboration, helps identify potential challenges early, and ensures that both parties are aligned. Nobody wants to feel like they're just another account and just another source of revenue. Everybody wants to feel like they are significant and valued as individuals. Remember, every decision your client makes is influenced by an emotional component. Learning how to cultivate emotional engagement is key to building long-term, meaningful relationships and driving mutual success. I like to compare partnerships a lot to apple trees. They start off small and they require a lot of attention to grow. If nurtured properly, they begin to branch out, and with continued effort, they start to bear fruit. This growth represents the rewards of a well-maintained partnership. Sales today is no longer about using information as leverage over the client like in the past. And I like to use an example of a car salesman. Now, in the past, buying a car was a very one-sided experience. If you don't know much about cars like myself, the salesperson would use their knowledge as leverage, guiding you through the process in a way that pushed the sale along on their terms. Today's world is very different. Buyers now have access to a wealth of information at their fingertips, often walking into a dealership with just as much knowledge, if not more, than a salesperson. This shift has transformed the role of a salesperson from a gatekeeper of information to a partner in the decision-making process. The focus is no longer on pushing a sale, but on building trust and creating value so that the right decision can be made. Sales and partnership development all comes down to a simple truth. Whoever cares most about the client wins the business. However, it's not just enough to have the right mindset. You must be able to translate that care into visible, tangible actions by cultivating emotional engagement. There will be cases where a competitor may offer better rates or even superior services, but clients will choose to stay with you because of the strong relationship you've built. When you treat people the right way, you do more than secure a client, you turn them into ambassadors for your business. They'll advocate for you, promoting your services to their colleagues and other businesses without even being asked. And if they end up moving to a new company, you'll often be the first person they call when they need similar services. A strong relationship built on trust and genuine care transcends transactions and lays the foundation for long-term loyalty and growth. Like when you approach clients with genuine passion and confidence in your services, it fosters a powerful emotional connection. This connection helps clients understand, feel understood, and valued as true partners and not just accounts. When they say that you're invested in their success and unique needs, the client reciprocates that emotional commitment through further loyalty. In today's competitive market, this emotional engagement is what sets you apart. Clients are far more likely to remain loyal to a partner who demonstrates genuine care and commitment to their goals. Believing in your company's value and showing that belief through your actions is what turns relationships into long-term partnerships. And how do you achieve this? The first one is organizational excellence, which is the backbone of success. It's a basic concept, but a very powerful one. Timing is crucial in partnership development, especially when you are managing countless clients. To succeed, you need a methodical approach to your work, ensuring you record information accurately, schedule follow-up tasks, and stay on top of every necessary action. Contacting a client too soon or too late could have very negative consequences, so it's essential to get the right timing. That's why having an organized system to manage your tasks is so important. Being proactive in your communication, especially when addressing potential concerns, is key to maintaining strong client relationships. Ignoring a problem doesn't make it go away. In fact, it's going to make it a lot worse. Remember, it's always better to tackle challenges head on and resolve them before the client has to bring them to your attention. This approach demonstrates initiative, builds trust, and reinforces the value of your customer support within the partnership. However, timing's critical. Showing initiative at the wrong time or in the wrong way can backfire, leading to unintended negative consequences. Knowing when and how to act is just as important as the act itself. For example, adjusting a rate in the client's favor or delivering a project, sorry. For example, adjusting the rate in the client's favor or delivering a project ahead of schedule when it's urgent, or it can make a huge impact. Though these actions may seem small, they demonstrate your commitment and add tremendous value in the eyes of your clients, showing that you're willing to go an extra mile to support their needs. Now I want to talk a little bit more about now I'm going to talk a little bit more about communication channels. Strategically creating effective channels of communication for your clients to share updates and feedback is crucial for understanding their needs, focusing your efforts where they matter most. Your clients are the experts when it comes to their own workflow and preferences. Each company has different priorities, and by establishing strong communication channels, you gain valuable insights into what truly matters to them. These channels are also a safety net for your partnership. They give your clients the confidence to approach you about any concerns, knowing that you'll work together to resolve any issue. The other side of that coin is when an issue occurs and there is no communication channels, and there's lacking trust. The client will just stop using your services and just move right on to one of the 20 suppliers spamming their emails all the time, ready to take your place. The bottom line is that these communication strategies not only help generate revenue, but they also help to protect it. And at what cost? I'm not suggesting you spend thousands on a Google ad campaign. What I'm describing is what success can be achieved from the good old-fashioned grind. Putting time into a partnership and doing things the right way with no shortcuts. And I want to show you a real-life example of this in action. I want to present two different approaches to show you the return on investment for taking a systematic approach versus a passive approach to partnership development. The first one is the passive approach, which consists of minimum engagement. A passive approach is characterized by less interaction and lack of strategy for partnership development. Communication is reactive rather than proactive, and there are limited follow-ups on client feedback. There's always a risk of losing the client. Without active engagement, there is a higher risk of losing clients to competitors who are more attentive and responsive. Clients may feel neglected, leading to dissatisfaction and a decline in volume. There's also reduced revenue potential. The project workflow for a passive approach is generally lower because it fails to capitalize on opportunities for growth and improvement. This approach usually leads to missed chances to upsell and cross-sell additional services, resulting in reduced revenue potential. Now, this is a screenshot taken of one of our clients' profile in our system. As you can see, in general, the workflow is very consistent, apart from a few spikes here. During this period of time, communications mainly being reactive with very minimal engagement. Now, I want to show what happens when you take a systematic approach. As you can see, there's been a visible increase in the volume. If you compare the revenue from the same time period before the implementation of the strategic approach, there's been an approximate increase of 180% in revenue. How this was achieved can be summarized in a few actions. Taking an in-depth review of the client profile to outline opportunities for service improvement, growth opportunities, and identify people of influence to begin building the communication channels with. Using partnership review meetings to extract further insights and feedback to be used for improving and growing the collaboration, whilst also nurturing the relationship. Communicating with internal members of the team about unique requirements of the client. If needed, prepare any reports, action plans, or strategies for implementation of any custom processes. Always being attentive to the client's needs, keeping them informed and about all related matters. Continuously analyzing the partnership periodically to ensure nothing is missed, everything is going according to plan, and the communication channels are still strong, and there is nothing more to be done to help the client. All this needs to be done in a responsive, proactive manner without missing any details. Ensure that every aspect of the client's needs are met, progress is tracked, and communication remains clear and efficient at all times. Now I want to show you some of the highlights from the partnership journey. As you can see, we've initiated partnership growth through review meetings and action planning. We've expanded numerous services. We have addressed feedback and implemented corrective actions to strengthen the client trust. We've improved processes by resolving issues and integrating client-specific tools, as well as performed numerous training sessions. And of course, we've scheduled regular partnership review meetings to align on long-term points of focus for the collaboration. Our evidence shows that partnerships are more important than ever in achieving a sustainable business. And one of the challenges that salespeople face is actually getting the meeting scheduled. Now, in my previous webinar, The Art of Sales in the Language Industry, I discussed how to craft compelling emails and review the nuances of effective meeting strategies. Today, I want to build on that foundation by focusing specifically on how to formulate an email that best serves your goal. Keeping in mind everything we've discussed so far about emotional engagement and showing genuine care for your clients. Your chances of securing meetings will significantly improve if you prioritize the client's benefits in your communication. For example, here's just a suggestion of an email. Hello, my name's John and I'm the sales specialist at Company X. My top priority is ensuring that you receive the best possible service and support from us. I'd love to schedule a partnership review to dive deeper into our current collaboration, address any feedback or challenges, and explore opportunities to strengthen our partnership. Would next week work for you? This approach underscores key principles. You give before you receive, leading with value and empathy. You be empathetic. You show genuine concern for the client's experience. You focus on their needs first. You highlight how to enhance their success and not just your own. Now, once you're in a meeting, you prioritize building a connection. This involves speaking with familiarity and finding common ground. Remember, meetings aren't just about sharing information. They're opportunities to showcase your authenticity and passion for your company. To ensure the meeting is impactful, you need to clearly define the next steps. Summarizing key action items helps you and the client have mutual clarity and a well-defined plan to move forward effectively. Now, in my next slide, I'm going to discuss how you can leverage client feedback for growth opportunities. Now, gathering company-wide feedback from clients about the additional services they need but you currently don't offer can serve as a valuable market research. This insight helps identify potential opportunities for new and profitable services that could be worth investing in. Collecting feedback from the clients allows you to pinpoint specific areas where customer support can be enhanced. This could include factors like response times, frequency of status updates, tone and professionalism shown in communication, or the need for a more detailed explanation. Additionally, feedback can guide strategic decisions such as whether hiring an additional team member to cover different time zones would benefit your business. If the potential boost in client satisfaction outweighs the cost, such an investment might be worth doing, and for long-term growth and eventually stronger client relationships. Client insights are invaluable for tailoring your services to meet their specific needs. For instance, a client might use your services for a particular language pair and subject area, but require additional support in a new vertical. By actively listening to their feedback, you can address these needs by expanding your linguistic pool or enhancing resources to cover those areas effectively. Additionally, client feedback can drive the development of new QA and QC processes by ensuring the services consistently meet their evolving expectations. Client feedback also provides excellent insights into additional services that may benefit them. Understanding their workflows and pain points gives you a clearer picture of the challenges that they're dealing with. This knowledge enables you to recommend tailored solutions, positioning your services as the perfect fit to meet their needs and enhance their overall experience. Confronting problems directly rather than avoiding them is often the most effective path to growth and resolution. When you receive negative feedback, addressing it transparently can go a long way in rebuilding the trust. By clearly explaining the steps being taken to investigate the root cause, providing a structured timeline for the RCA, and keeping the client informed about each step gives a better chance that the client will show patience and understanding about the whole situation. It's very easy to maintain harmony when everything's running smoothly, but in difficult times, that's when true character and genuine intentions are revealed. These moments offer unique opportunities to demonstrate to your client just how much they mean to you. By responding to challenges with empathy, transparency, and a solutions focused mindset, you show the clients that they're not just another account, but a valued partner whose satisfaction and success truly matters to you. Handling difficult situations with integrity and professionalism sends a very clear message. You are committed to their best interests. This approach not only helps resolve immediate concerns, but also strengthens the trust and loyalty in the relationship. Clients are more likely to remember how you made them feel during challenging times rather than during periods of success. And your ability to handle adversity with care and dedication sets the foundation for a partnership that can handle future obstacles and grow stronger with time. Now, to quickly summarize, partnership development is key to sustainable revenue. Effective partnerships are essential for long-term growth and stability. A proactive, structured approach maximizes opportunities, strengthens relationships, and ensures sustainable revenue. The systematic versus passive approach. The passive approach is reactive, with minimum engagement leading to lower revenue, missed growth opportunities, and a higher client attrition. Systematic approach is proactive, strategic, and with consistent communication resulting in increased revenue and long-lasting partnerships. Client engagement drives success. Build emotional connections by understanding clients' needs, addressing concerns promptly, and showing genuine care. Clients stay loyal when they feel valued and supported. Organizational excellence in partnership development. Success in partnerships is built on consistent, organized work. By recording information accurately, staying on top of the follow-ups, and strategically timing the outreach, you ensure no opportunity is missed. Putting in the effort and refining your processes is critical to long-term success. The importance of the grind. Successful client partnerships don't come from shortcuts or quick wins. It's all about showing up every day, putting in the effort, and nurturing partnerships over time. Consistent dedication drives real results. It builds stronger connections and increases your revenue. To maximize client relationships, you leverage partnership reviews and clear communication channels to enhance customer satisfaction. You identify growth opportunities and prevent potential risk. Leveraging feedback for growth. Actively use client feedback to develop new services, improve support, identify upsell opportunities, and address challenges transparently. And finally, the power of proactive, methodical action. A systematic, well-timed approach, keeping clients informed, addressing issues proactively, and following through consistently drives business growth and the client loyalty. Success is ultimately achieved through strategic thinking and putting in the effort. Thank everybody for the time. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Well, thank you, Sam. You've given us a lot of food for thought, I have to say. Everybody, if you have any questions or if you would like to comment or give your experience, relating to Sam's presentation, please feel free to either write it in the chat, in the Q&A box, or if you want, you can also raise your hand and I'll open the microphone. No problem about that. Yes, Irina is commenting very practical tips, absolutely. And she has a question. What do you think the journey should be like when you're partnering with an LSP or with LSPs in general?
What do I think the journey should be like when you're partnering with an LSP? Well, usually, well, let's speak facts first. It's usually quite
Mhm.
slow to get things going and to build the trust and, create an environment where the workflow is substantial and, the trust is there and you rely and you really become integrated. It usually starts off quite slow. But from the beginning, as I mentioned, it should just be, your approach should just be very, it should be the same all the time. You lead with familiarity. You're very personal and genuine, authentic with your communication. You're open and you just say, this is what we can do for you. And then you obviously use that communication to pinpoint opportunities, try and figure out what challenges they're dealing with. So you can, it's just challenge solution as in sales. You find the right solutions for them and the best way you can help their business. So establish channels of communication. I'm a meeting guy. I like to have meetings all day rather than emails. So get that first meeting in, be very open. This is what we can do for you. What do you guys need? How do you envision the partnership going? How can we best help you and stuff like that? Get the communication flowing. Make sure they're very strong. Make sure you want to hear everything from the client or your partner. Any feedback, anything at all. They need to feel very comfortable in communicating and sharing any insights with you. And then you just build from there. You're constantly seeking to improve the partnership, do more for them, help them as best you can, and then those opportunities just kind of uncover themselves. They come to the forefront and just right up. This is what you need. Well, we can help you with that. That's how we can do it. All right. What do you could discuss. Every client's very different. You have certain clients who focus very much on the price, certain clients who just all they care about is getting a responsive, being responsive in the team. You find their pain points as well, and then you can just implement like custom processes within your team that best reflects the client's requirements. But usually it's slow and steady. You just build it and build it and build it and build it, and just hopefully one day it just turns from a little snowball into a huge avalanche, and everybody's happy and it's all going great.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work indeed. Um,
Yeah,
let's see. Yogita is asking, there was adjusted rates mentioned in your sample of highlights in the partnership.
yeah.
How does this look like? Discounts, price increase? How do you present this to the client?
Well, you first just to give a disclaimer. The, it needs to be worth it. It needs to make sense. I'm not just saying you just jump into it and say, "Yep, I'll give you a reduction, whatever you need," because I'm sure everybody in the chat is going to be familiar that you know there's a lot of pressure at the moment, specifically with regards to getting lower rates. So it's strategically providing that solution. One of the examples I would like to use is, if you have like a certain minimum rates with the client, and it could be for say, this is the price for everything. We have a minimum rate for everything over like under 100 words, for example. If they just send you 2 words, yes, that would qualify for a minimum rate. It would qualify for a minimum fee. But by just taking the initiative and say, do you know what? I can just do that for free. Or you know what? Just charge me. I'll just give me, if it's $10, I'll give you $5, whatever it is. You need to look at this as a giving to receiving. Now, you make a compromise on $10 or $20 or $50 or $100, it doesn't really matter. You need to look at the favor that you're getting in return from the client. These gestures with the right people done in the right way are worth, if we're talking monetary, thousands. They're worth thousands. And you're literally, if I could present to any company here, you could buy this favor, real, authentic favor with a client for the price of $1,000. I'm sure everybody's going to jump to pay that $1,000 to gain that favor. But it's through these little actions. It's if you have the mindset always, of course, this is business. We're all trying to make money here. But if you lead with the mindset, what can I do for the client in this scenario? How can I take more care? How can I help them the most? In this case, yeah, the best case for the client is not to get this $20. It's, you know what, mate, don't worry about it. Yada yada yada. But obviously these are strategic decisions that need to be made. If it doesn't make sense, you're not going to do it. And in most cases, you just be honest, mate, it's inflation. I've got to pay my team. The cost of living for everybody's increased. I'm sure you know how it is in the business. We it won't stop. We really stand by our linguists, and even though that Translators are like one of the very few professions in the whole world who haven't really had a pay increase like every other profession. We like to look after our linguists, monetarily, but it's picking the right moment and then using those opportunities to gain favor and really nurture and build and strengthen a partnership.
Good answer. Very good. The team at InnoWord by Saltlooks Innovation has a question for you. So they say, we have many clients and they are in other continents. Can you please recommend a channel to communicate and retain our relationship effectively? Which position or department should we contact to establish the communication?
Well, there's a few questions there. They mentioned they have
Sure.
clients all over the world.
Yeah.
I would recommend having a sales team in their own time zone, so they can really serve them effectively. That would also go with account managers and stuff like that. So channels of communication are very, it starts just with an email. That's pretty much it. LinkedIn, and I said this in my last webinar, LinkedIn is kind of like a plan B scenario, and it's only used for very specific circumstances. For example, if I wanted to contact somebody at Gala, I was sending numerous emails. They're not replying. I could send you a message on LinkedIn, Isabella. Isabella, I'm trying to contact person X.
Yeah.
They're not replying. Can you advise me on how best to approach specific things that you approach them with? Email, always push for a meeting. I'm a big meeting guy. That's the environment where you can really show your passion and build a real connection with somebody. Having a meeting with them. Retainer program. I mean, I don't believe in like trickery or promotions as in you might find in other businesses. It's just good old fashioned communication, hiring a good salesperson who's able to build a connection with the client. I didn't have this in my webinar now. I wrote it in initially, but I deleted it later because it might be like controversial. But I believe that you need to make a connection with the client within the first 30 seconds of the conversation. Now, if you don't make that in the first 30 seconds, you're going to have a hard time. And it's very easy to do that. Just small talk. Everybody in the industry is very interesting from all different backgrounds, from all over the world. Just good old fashioned small talk. How you doing? What's going on with you? Finding the commonalities. I have a young child. If you have a young child, if we get talking about children, we could spend the whole day talking about it, and just nurturing that relationship, making sure that the client feels comfortable coming to you about everything. And you emphasize that. I want to hear feedback. I want to hear negative. I want to hear the worst of the worst. I want to hear absolutely everything. I always say this to my clients. Look at me, think of me as your employee within One Stop Asia. I'm here to make sure you're getting the very best service possible with us. You need to use me correctly. You need to
Mhm.
communicate. You need to, and I drill this home with the client all the time. And it's just when they communicate with you, you're responsive, you communicate, and it's also delivering. You can't just waffle and say, yeah, I'll do this for you, I'll do this for you. And when they come to you with actual action and say, listen, I need this, I need you to do this, and then you just forget about it. It's actually coming through and performing the action and delivering on what you say. What was the last part of the question?
Oh, let me open the chat again. Let's see. Which position or department should I contact to establish the communication?
Well, if we're talking about enterprise clients, that differs depending on the vertical or whatever, but our
Mhm.
experience is in LSPs, and it's pretty well-defined position. You're going for vendor managers, the decision makers. Account managers, they're juggling 100 things a day. They haven't got time to communicate with partnership development people, and usually they'll just go into spam. If you already have a relationship with the client, if you can't get through to the vendor manager, I would approach the account manager who's sending the work and just once again be
Mhm.
very honest and just say, listen, I'm trying to get in contact with this vendor manager. I'm not getting a reply. What would be the best way to approach, getting a meeting with your team to discuss our partnership? And as I was saying in the webinar, these partnership review meetings, as we've coined it, it's like 80% client, 20% us with regards to the gain. I need I need to know. I want the client to tell me things, and they know best with what means most to them, their pain points, and what processes need to be implemented. There's cases where just because of lack of communication, we've lost accounts in the past. No, this is before we've went to a whole reform and stuff in the past couple of years, but like accounts worth tens of thousands a month just because they were communicating, we were not responsive, or we didn't take any action. So with this being said, we've completely overhauled everything with regard to the communication, and we have people like myself who is that third party um dedicated that third party participant dedicated to the client. So, as I said, account managers are juggling 100 things a day. They can come to me and they know, right, I don't know who to go to, I'll go to Sam. Because that's, as this person was saying, who should I go to? When in doubt, go to Sam about everything. And I'm your go-to, I'll get this, I'll get this, I'll get this, and I'll get this. Vendor managers, if you have someone that you're in communication with, go for the account managers. If they're not responding to a salesperson, which could be the case, you could then maybe go to your account managing team or your project managing team who's actually in contact with their team, and through them, maybe they have like a really great relationship, account manager to account manager, project manager to project manager. Hey mate, we're trying to do this. What's the best way to approach it?
Yeah,
And hopefully that'll get to the right person.
yeah, exactly. There's another question from your Gita. Maybe you could share some examples of dealing with negative feedback. How do you handle that? Nobody likes
So
negative feedback, right?
I love, like, this might sound very weird. I love negative feedback.
Ooh,
So
okay.
in my early in my sales career, I used to work for a company that offers manual labor services in London, gardening or whatever. And it was just a lot of screaming clients, a lot of people threatening, I'm going to come and do this to you, I'm going to do this, hysterical people, speaking to the police. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially in that business. And I just developed and perfected such skills about dealing with negative feedback. And for me, I see negative feedback as opportunities. Mistakes are going to happen. It's unavoidable. There's always going to be mistakes, but it's not mistakes. These are lessons. Not only are the lessons, but they are amazing situations to show what you are really about. If everything's going, I say to my friends, right? I'm not the guy you call when everything's going great, when life's amazing. I'm not that person. I'm very busy. I've got my own stuff going on. Great. I'm happy. Life's great. I'm the guy you call when the shit hits the fan and you don't know, you're dealing with a problem. That's when you call me. That's when you say, come to me. I'll speak to you. Let's deal with this. How we're going to do it. And it's the same thing with negative feedback. It's unavoidable. Embrace it. These are amazing opportunities to show the client how you are and how much you care. In hard times, if you disregard the feedback, yeah, no worries, I'll get onto it. That means so much more. It's so impactful. But if you take that time to say, listen, I understand your point. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is how you can expect it. They feel very well taken care of. And the steps we have in One Stop, we have a whole we have feedback officers, we perform a whole investigation, we provide root cause analysis reports, it outlines like preventative measures and stuff. We have this whole process which has been doing great for us. And at the end of it, once we perform our investigation, find whatever issue is, we provide a detailed report to the client outlining everything that was done. And then obviously on top of that, we're supporting, the partnership development team or supporting the feedback team with regards to that, handling all the communication. So they're feeling very well taken care of. They feel that they're being heard. They feel that we're actually going to take what they say and implement it and make changes. Because in many companies, if you go with some sort of negative feedback, yep, no problem, we're on that, spam. It's all about following through and taking action and not just words in these type of situations. But don't shy away from it. Embrace it. These are amazing opportunities to really strengthen, because I don't know, maybe everybody can agree in their own personal life. If you go through a situation, negative situation in particularly with somebody, afterwards it's just such a strong relationship. You've been through this together. So
Yeah.
embrace it.
Okay, we'll try. Those those who are scared of negative feedback, like I am, I'll try and embrace it. Let's see. There are no other questions for now. But I do have a question for you. You were talking about the passive and the proactive approach. Um, if you've always been in a, say, passive mode, how do you switch to a proactive
Flick the
approach?
switch. You have a client that you've been just, it's the communication's been reactive, yeah? So they send you a project, you give them a quote, this, that, and the other. You just send or the salesperson or whoever it is, send an email, just like I showed. Hi, I want to discuss our partnership.
Mhm.
Get on that get in the meeting and just say, I want to hear from you. What are we doing right and what are we doing wrong? I want to
Yeah.
know what means most to you guys. What should we focus on? What means most to your account management team, your project managers and everybody? Gather that information. With information, you can then make the best decisions. And obviously, if any customized process needs to be implemented,
Mhm.
certain
Yeah.
cat tools and stuff like that, because honestly, you'll be surprised. There'll be so many cases where from one tiny little email, from one tiny little change in the team, it can make a huge impact. It'd make
Yeah.
the workflow process so much easier and stuff like that. And that's it. Just send the email. Hi, I want to have a conversation. I want to have a meeting. What can we do better?
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, we'll try. Thank you so much, Sam, and thank you everybody else. Do you want to put your email in the chat in case people want to reach out to you?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I'm sure there are other comments
I
that
enjoy
come.
the Q&A session a lot more than the webinar, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
we'll
love the
invite you
Q&A.
then for we'll invite you for just one big Q&A session then next time.
I'll be happy to do it. Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Sam, for your time and for sharing your insights and your knowledge. And a big thank you to all attendees for joining us today. I would appreciate your feedback. So when I close the session, you will see a link that takes you to a feedback form. If you could give us, feedback on the content, the speaker, of course, but most importantly, what topics you would like to see featured in the next few webinars. And let me tell you what's on the program. So tomorrow night at 5 p.m. European time, which would be 8 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to have another webinar on mergers and acquisitions. And then on December 5th, we're going to have the last webinar of 2024. It's going to be about the value of a B Corp framework for navigating the world of AI with integrity. Also a very important topic. But for now, thank you again, everybody. I'll be in touch with
Thank
a
you.
follow-up email. And I wish you all a great day or a great evening, depending on where you are. Bye for now.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.